So he's on the move, and we'll see if there's any more deals reported. Meanwhile, DeMar DeRozan's been down in the Drew League.
Yeah.
And there's a guy that he's playing with now in the Drew League that he's with in Chicago, young player. I forget his name. I would look it up here. But it's interesting the way he really is supportive of younger players, And that's one of the things that DeMar DeRozan does so well. Who do you think, what player on the Kings, younger player, or perhaps not, who do you think is going to benefit the most from DeMar DeRozan's presence on this roster?
That's a great question. That's a fantastic question. I mean, that truly is an amazing question.
Well,
because when you think
he doesn't know the answer, so
right.
he's going to say that to you.
No, when you think about it, to me, there's really only one option, right? And maybe I'm not looking at the roster enough or going far. It has to be Keegan Murray. If you're DeAaron Fox, they got my man from the Golf Channel on NBC.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I
didn't know. All right,
Sacramento.
They got get on there. They got a brother on there outside of Mike Tirico. All right, NBC.
He's a Golf Channel. Damon is a good dude too.
Oh,
big time. We'll come on the show.
Yeah, we got to get Damon. I watch him all the time on the Golf Channel. Sorry about that, Whitey. I saw a brother on NBC and I got happy. I got
a golf game.
I don't know about that, man. I need a psychiatrist, not a golf instructor. But who else do we have young player wise? Kobe Jones, I guess, but will we see that manifest itself on the NBA floor? Like, I don't know if Kobe will get the opportunity. Mm-hmm. I would say Devin Carter, but he's on the shelf until January.
By the way,
so I think it's Keegan.
Yeah, pardon me, but Dalen Terry is the guy that he was with.
All right.
Summer League, and he knew him from the Bulls. And so anyway, that's the guy. I think it could be DeAaron Fox. And I know it's like, well, what do you mean? DeAaron Fox is a veteran.
What? Yeah,
DeAaron Fox doesn't need help. But I think having a guy come in who's, look, I've done what you're doing here somewhere else. I've done it other places. I've seen it done. I think he might help teach DeAaron how to do it better, more efficiently, and how to lighten the load. Look, I'll take some of that load off you. I don't know. That's my hope. Obviously, Keegan, and someone is already mentioning Keegan here on the chat. That's our great hope, right? Is that DeMar DeRozan can help Keegan get to the next level. But I'm hoping that he helps DeAaron Fox. DeAaron Fox last year seemed frustrated with the weight of carrying this franchise and injuries and whatever else. So that's my hope. Maybe that seems silly because DeAaron Fox is a veteran now, but I'm really hoping DeMar's presence helps bring out a more controlled, maybe relaxed DeAaron Fox.
Let me ask you this, Whitey, and I hear what you're saying. But Fox statistically had a better season last year than the year before. So what do you mean? Like, what did you notice? What did you see from DeAaron that led you to think, you know what, it just wasn't the same for him?
There were certain teams, well, specifically New Orleans, that, you know, they shut him down at times. And I remember we were talking January, February, was it Michael Pina we had on?
Yeah.
Talked about his incredible improvement in three-point shooting. And then it tailed off.
37% for the season, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty solid. I'll take that from DeAaron. I just feel like, and this is the issue I have with the way last season was viewed. It just felt like it wasn't as good as the previous season, but in actuality, it wasn't that bad.
Right.
You know,
but on this team, he has to be even better.
Yeah.
What
do we need to see from DeAaron?
He didn't take over games at the end of like he did
2 years ago.
And again, this is nitpicking, and it's like high bar. And I'm just parroting what Mike Brown says about Domas and DeAaron Fox.
Right.
When they have great games, he says that's what they have to do here.
Yeah.
They have to do it every game.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair. No, it's not fair, but that's what they have to do. And he did, he seemed to tail off, I think, for physical reasons. That's to his credit. I don't think he shared with his shoulder and who knows what else.
Well, I do think when you look at DeAaron Fox, historically, he has lulls throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
Starts off great, usually December, January, nosedives a little bit, then rebounds, comes back a little bit. I wonder, from a professional standpoint, being a professional, not saying that DeAaron is, but whether it's taking care of your body, whether it's the things you work on, like some of the little things that DeMar has learned over, 15 years in the league or whatever, that he can pass on to DeAaron.
That's what
Or how about this too? Just going up against another great player might help DeAaron Fox, sharpen him a little bit, might help Keegan Murray. It's interesting. I wonder what kind of small things DeMar DeRozan can teach DeAaron Fox. You were talking about it just a second ago. Maybe it's how to draw fouls better. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a free throw routine. I don't know. But I feel like, to your point, DeMar is the kind of guy that he might not be super vocal, but I'm going to watch him, how he prepares, how he operates, and I'm going to try to emulate that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I missing somebody? But it seems to me that DeMar DeRozan can take the defensive focus off of DeAaron more than any other teammate DeAaron's ever had. And he's had some excellent teammates, but you're talking about DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, he hasn't had anybody like this. So, yeah, you're right.
He's going to benefit, I think, just from that.
Yeah, you're right. And I think what he'll also benefit, to your point, is not having to beat a guy every night.
Yeah.
You know what? Because we know, as great as DeAaron is, he has a slight frame. His frame isn't strong. And a full 82, we've seen him, whether it's, tail off a little bit, maybe get hurt. And now, if I'm DeAaron, I'm not thinking I'm going to go in and have a light night, but I know I don't have to be perfect night in and night out for this team to win. That I got help now. I got dogs. I got horses with me that's running alongside of me. I bring up the analogy of a horse. You know how it is, Whitey, from horse racing. A horse, there are certain horses who run better alongside other horses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so now you're playing alongside DeMar. You see him cooking. Maybe that makes you want to cook even more. And that maybe that brings out the best in a Keegan or a DeAaron Fox or somebody like that.
How long do you think it's realistic to think of DeMar DeRozan being at the top of his game for the Kings?
How long?
Yeah. No one knows.
I say he got like at least 2 years. I've seen people say, he averaged 24. He'll drop down to 18. DeMar is averaging 18. Something went wrong, in my opinion. We need another 20-point per game score. I got DeMar around 22. Maybe not 24, but 22. Like, we need that kind of 1-2 scoring punch. Domas, we know, isn't, first and foremost the scorer. He's more of a facilitator, do all the Keegan. We're asking him to step up his game, but I think you got to have 2 20-point per game scorers. And so I think DeMar will have that kind of season for the Kings.
When we come back, see what Drapes thinks of a really significant move made by another Western Conference team when we come right back. Sactown Sports.
The best things